AKPA, Bedtime Storytime. AKPA, Bedtime Storytime.
Hi, boys and girls. Welcome to AKPA's Bedtime Storytime. Tonight, I'll be reading you a book by Evelyn Irving named A Jar of Fireflies. I hope you're all in the bed nice and cozy. Mario lived on a Los Pinos street in a very tall pink block. His room was very beautiful. It had a bed with a green blanket and a stuffed crocodile, a desk with a yellow chair, and a truck where he kept all his toys, and a closet which his mother wouldn't let him open, although she didn't tell him why. When the house was silent, Mario could hear Amina singing. Amina was the next door neighbor, who was the same age as him and lived alone with her father. Amina had no mother, or at least she hadn't seen her since she was very little. She just remembered that her mother was very tall and had long black hair. Sometimes she missed her, especially when she saw other children's mothers at the school's gate. But generally, Amina was cheerful, and what she liked most was to sing. Mario thought that Amina sang very well, and he would have liked to play with her, but his mother never allowed him to. Mario's mother had a jar full of magical fireflies. Mario suspected that the jar was hidden in his closet, and that was why they wouldn't let him open it. When Mario's mother had to travel for work reasons, she took a firefly from her magic jar and left it on Mario's nightstand. That way, when Mario went to sleep, the firefly kissed him goodnight instead of his mother. One day, Mario's mother was cooking and she realized that she had run out of eggs. So she decided to go quickly to the supermarket. She told Mario, "I'm going to the store. I'll be right back. Don't open the door. And above all, do not search the closet." Mario, of course, told her that he would behave very well and remain still as a statue until she returned. Obviously, as soon as Mario's mother disappeared, he ran to his bedroom to look into the mystery closet. He found a large brown suitcase in the closet, but he could not open it. It was too heavy. At that very moment, he heard his neighbor, Amina, singing, and it occurred to him that between the two of them, it would be much easier to move the suitcase. "Amina!" Mario shouted through the wall. "I'm Mario, the boy next door." "I know who you are," she replied, "but my father won't let me talk to you. He says you're too naughty." "That's not true," Mario protested. "I am good as gold. Come, please, I need your help." Amina believed him, and she went to see what the problem was. Amina and Mario pushed the suitcase. They pulled at the handle and used a broom as a lever to open it. And finally, boom! The suitcase fell to the ground with a thunderous noise. There was a cardboard box in the suitcase. The box had a huge warning sign. Mario and Amina looked at each other and hesitated only for a moment. Then they pounced on the box and opened it. A very strong light came out of it and blinded them for a second. When they finally got used to that unusual glow, they could see the light was coming from a jar full of luminous dots that skipped and bounced behind the glass. "Fireflies!" yelled Amina in surprise as she opened the lid of the jar. Good night, Fireflies. Best before 18th birthday. Why are they called good night fireflies? Amina asked. Mario knew why. He suddenly remembered that wonderful feeling which always flooded him when his mother tucked him in at night. And he knew right away that those were the fireflies that gave him goodnight kisses whenever his mother was traveling. These are magical fireflies. They give children goodnight kisses when mom is not at home. He said, "Come on, quick. We have to catch them before they escape through the window." Together, both children ran after the fireflies, which had already scattered throughout the house. Sometimes they had to jump to hunt them because they could fly very high. It took a long time, but in the end, all the fireflies returned to the jar. Finally, Amina went back home. That night, while Mario was brushing his teeth, he thought about his new friend Amina, who was probably asleep in her bed in the apartment next door. When Amina turned off the light, she noticed a slight glow on the sleeve of her coat, which was hanging behind the door. Above the coat, she saw two fireflies which had remained hidden in the folds of her clothes. One of them flew to her bed and perched on her cheek, just like her mother's lips used to do when she was still a little child. On that wonderful night, for the first time in a long time, Amina got a good night kiss before going to sleep. The end. Good night, boys and girls. I hope you all enjoyed the book. See you tomorrow for another episode of AKPA's Bedtime Storytime. Bye-bye.
AKPA, Bedtime Storytime. AKPA, Bedtime Storytime.